Before I get into the topic of this video, I would like anybody that's watching on alt media like BitChute, Rumble, or Odyssey to come over to my YouTube and subscribe. And also, if you're following me on YouTube, if you could check the links below and subscribe to my alt media. And the reason why it's obvious, right? Because there's a lot of censorship on YouTube. And if they remove me from this platform, I would like to keep all of my viewers and followers, and I would like to continue speaking about the topics I speak about on platforms that actually allow free speech, right? And what I just said is pretty much prefacing what this video is going to be about, which is how do I know evil is winning and has control over the world. So I'm going to explain all of that. And it's simple, really. If you think about it, right? Somebody like me who's trying to speak the truth and reveal the evils that are taking place. When I go to the source, when I go to the root of the evil, and I try to expose it, especially on a platform like YouTube, right? I get censored. And that's just me, right? I'm not even a big creator. I'm not even somebody that has a lot of followers, or I'm not that popular, right? I'm still a small channel. Hopefully that changes over time. But it's very difficult to grow and to spread the truth when you're being suppressed, you're being given strikes, my channel is suppressed, right? My channel, if you try to find my channel on YouTube, it's hidden pretty much. It's shadow banned. And all I do is speak the truth about whatever I talk about. If you check any of my videos, yeah, I might say it in a bit of a harsh way, but I don't lie about anything. Anything I say is factually correct. It's the truth. Whether people like it or not, whether people agree with it or not, it can all be proven. It can all be understood. Now, as far as me talking about a certain community, right, which I feel is the root cause of most of the evil in the world now, and if they're not the root cause, and I'm talking about the rainbow community, right, if they're not the root cause of the evil, I will say that the ones that control the world are definitely of that nature. They're of that ilk. They're that way, right? And they're the ones that are spreading that ideology to everyone else in the world. And how are they doing it? They're doing it through social media, through the news, with propaganda, and all the major like CNN, Fox, and all these other platforms. Well, Fox doesn't do it as much, but MSNBC and all these other news corporations, right? What they call legacy media. And they're spreading all this shit to everybody. And then you have corporations doing it. You have governments doing it. It's happening everywhere. This isn't just, a remote incident in one little place where one little company or one little government's doing it. This is all a worldwide thing. And it's synchronized, okay? It's in sync. It's not something that's randomly happening. It's coordinated. It's a coordinated assault and attack against humanity. And when you look at what that community represents, there's nothing good about it. It's evil, right? And all I did in my video where I got a strike on Real Talk episode 22 was talk about the truth of what that community is and how they have issues, and they should be treated as such. They shouldn't be celebrated. But my message, I guess, was too strong, right? And then I'm getting suppressed. I'm getting hit with strikes. I'm getting removed. And this isn't the first time this has happened to me. This has happened to me on my old channels too. But you have that happening to me, right? When I'm just speaking the truth. And I'm trying to help humanity by alerting them to the evils that control the world and how it's being done, right? How humanity is being destroyed and corrupted. I'm revealing the process, right? And who's doing it and why they're doing it. But then also the good guys, right? The good people that push back against it. They're not very, how do I say this? They're not very forceful, and they don't really make a difference. So when you see that evil is consistently controlling everything, enforcing things on people, and then you see the good not really being able to do anything about it, it's kind of hard for me to believe that evil is not winning and it's not in control. Now, I will throw a little, I guess, caveat in here and say that I do see some pushback, and I do feel that there is some change happening, but I don't know how real that change is. I feel it's artificial. What do I mean by that? I mean that when I see the pushback and the people fighting back and the people saying we don't want this and blah, 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 I feel like most of those people are doing it because they're being coordinated or coerced into doing it, or they're doing it against their own will. It's almost as if people don't want to push back. It's almost as people have this mentality. Most people do actually have this live and let live mentality, which is actually not a good mentality, because if you do that too much, and I actually believe in that, but the problem with it is if you don't set any boundaries and you don't say this is right and this is wrong, and you don't try to stop the things that are bad, the evil is going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and encroaching until they overwhelm you and overtake you and overrule you and just do whatever the fuck they want, which is what's happening with this community. And they're being helped by the governments, the corporations, social media, legacy media, and all this other shit, right? All these companies and corporations, and they're all working together. And they're all in sync. They're all synchronized. And people think this is some kind of accident or happenstance or whatever, right? Like I hear these influencers talking about, oh, they're doing it for money. They're doing this, that, and the other because they want to cater to this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, this is a straight attack on humanity. This is straight evil. And if you don't believe in demons or aliens or whatever, then you're never going to see the truth of who's doing what. You're always going to think it's just some rogue, idiotic, psychotic human doing it. When in reality, that's not who's doing it. Humans, for the most part, are live and let live, like I just said. That's how humans mostly are. They don't really care. They don't really want to do anything. They're not go-getters. Humans are very passive and pacifists. That's how humans naturally are. But when they're coerced and brainwashed and forced into situations, then they react accordingly and they're easily swayed, right? That's how humans are. I'm completely the opposite of that. That's why I'm saying it in the way I'm saying it, because I don't consider myself human in the least. I'm nothing like any human. I'm sure you guys can tell by now. But I see what's happening to humans, and I'm trying to alert them and tell them, hey, this is what's being done to you. You need to put your foot down. The best defense or pushback or fight that you have, the best fighting chance you have, is to resist. That's the best tool you have in your arsenal. Just resist. Just don't accept. If you want to be a pacifist, be a pacifist. But don't accept blindly all these things that you know when you look at it with your eyes. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. Use your eyes and look at what you're seeing, and just use the eye test, right? See if it seems right or not. If it seems wrong, then don't accept it and don't go along with it. It's that simple. That's how easy it is for humans to break this evil that's taking place on this planet. But if you guys want to be pacifists and just let shit happen to you, guess what's going to happen? The evil is going to keep pushing you, encroaching on you, doing these things to you until you're done, until you are converted to be like them, or until you're dead and destroyed. That's what it leads to. That's what they're doing. So again, humans have to do something. You can't just wait for things to go south and get as bad as they can get before you decide, oh, this is wrong. I shouldn't let this happen to me. I should push back. I should fight back. Because by the time people usually decide to fight back, look what's happened, right? And now it's a big mess. And I'm talking about everything that's going on in the world. I don't even need to use specific examples. Just look at the wars and the desecration of humanity and all these basically degenerate things that are being pushed on humanity. And you're being told to accept it as something that is righteous when it's not. And you know what I'm talking about. The rainbow community, right? And all these other things that you can look around and see, this is wrong. And it shouldn't be this way. It's very simple to see. And humans have the power to stop it. But if you don't resist or do anything about it, it's going to keep happening. And that's the main point I'm trying to make. So until I see humans on their own accord pushing back without being coerced, without being put in a corner and saying enough is enough, this is wrong, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be accepting this, evil is going to keep winning. Evil is going to keep control over the world. And I don't care who you follow, who you believe in, but that is the truth. Now, do I see some pushback? Do I see humans fighting back? Do I see some hope? Yeah. And it's been a long time since I could say that I'm seeing humans waking up and actually saying, you know what, we don't want this. We need to change this. We need to stop this. But it took dumb things like a beer, like Bud Light or Target or Pride Month or all these other things for people to say, all right, enough is enough. We don't want this. Why did it take so long for people? Because I've always been the same about all these topics and issues. It doesn't take much for me to know what's right and wrong. I could see it with my eyes immediately. So I don't understand why it's so hard for humans to see this. But whatever, everybody's different, right? So best thing I can do now, and this is why I made this channel and I decided to talk about these things, is because I felt there weren't enough people pushing back or seeing the things that I saw. So I said, well, let me make a channel and show people what I see so they can see the same thing I see, because it's clear as day. And if you have one brain cell and you listen to me, you will be able to easily understand everything I'm saying. You don't have to be a fucking genius. I don't say anything that's crazy or super impossible to understand. The things I say are very easy to comprehend, and I am very thorough in my explanations. And if you have a question, you don't understand something, just ask me in the comments and I'll do my best to explain it, right? But for the most part, from what I see, there are two kinds of people that watch me. There are the people that completely understand me, and then there are the haters, right? People that just hate to hate, don't understand anything, and don't want to understand anything. They just want to be hateful and spiteful, right? And those people, I don't have time for that. If you're one of those people, I just block you and remove your comments. I don't even want to see you. But if you're understanding, then it's your job as well to spread what you know to other people in your life so that you can make a difference. It shouldn't just be me on YouTube doing this, right? Because even before YouTube, I was talking to people in my life. And whenever I get a chance to talk to people about the truth, I do. So I feel everyone has the capability to do this. And it's not complicated. It's just you see something wrong, you call it out and don't accept it. And don't be tolerant of it. That's it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You shouldn't tolerate things that are wrong. Just because you want to be a nice person, right? Because that's how evil takes advantage of you. They know how tolerant good people are. And that's what they use to spread their evil. Because they know humans, for the most part, aren't going to push back. And the evil is aggressive. They go after it. They keep on and on and on until they get their way. So that's the difference. And that's what, like I said, that's what needs to happen for humans to stop the cycle of psychosis, is put your foot down and say, I don't want it anymore. And that's it. That's all it takes. But anyways, I think I said enough for this video. I think you guys get the point. Again, follow me on all my social media platforms. They're all in the description below. If you're on all platforms, please go to my YouTube and sub. I want to build my YouTube up because I feel that's the platform that is the most censorious and the hardest. Well, it's not the hardest to grow on. It's actually the easiest to grow on. But for me to get to where I'm trying to go, it's going to be difficult. So I need more support. And the only way for me to grow is for people to sub, like my videos, comment, do whatever you can to support me, share my videos where you can. So that way we can fight back against this evil. And I feel like you got to fight the battles where the battles are the hardest to fight in order to really make a difference. And YouTube is a battleground that's very difficult for somebody to meet, like me, to grow and to spread the truth. But if enough people support me, then I can probably grow and get big enough where it'll be harder for YouTube to not take me serious, right? And to try to do their little censoring and strikes and all that stupid stuff that they like to do to me. But anyways, if you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can, hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.